Coming up next on Rugby Wrap-Up, Major League Rugby and exclusive interviews from Seattle. Rugby Wrap-Up brought to you in part by Irish Rugby Tours, the Rugby Tours people. A balanced palate, nutrition for peak performance. AFIA Sports Training Group, and Pig and Whistle on West 36th Street, the world's best rugby pub. Hey everybody, welcome back to Rugby Wrap-Up. Matt McCarthy and Steve Lewis at the Fantasy Sports Network, Studio 34 in New York City. And Steve, we have different segments that we were able to get in Seattle because everybody was really gracious. They were really accommodating. So a couple of things we got. We got some great conversations after the match with Brock Stoller, who was man of the match. Ali Kilifi, who was a force in the front row. Richie Walker, the new head coach, who just zapped in there after being the women's head coach for the Sevens team. Check him out. Adrian Balfour, one of the most exciting rugby matches I've ever experienced, in front of one of the best crowds at one of the best venues. And you, sir, are an architect of it, and you have some bling to show for it.
I think we do, but we have the best fans here of anywhere. The guys pulled it out. They worked really hard. They work hard for each other, and the fans are amazing.
It was crazy here, and a nail-biter right to the very end. Two best teams arguably in the league. A rematch out of the gate, first game of the second season. You have to play against the team that you beat in the finals.
That's okay. We just beat them the same way we beat them last year.
There wasn't a person that wasn't happy, wasn't thrilled about what they saw tonight.
Oh, yeah. That was a hell of a game of rugby. Really good game. The guys all loved it. They're all walking off the field, they're shaking hands now, and they're becoming friends again. Fair play to Glendale. They came here to play. They wanted to knock us over, but the guys reacted really well when they went down 18-10. They came back, and they scored unanswered points and made it happen.
Congratulations, job well done, and more continued success, because I'm sold, and I know a lot of people are sold on rugby in America, but this Pacific Northwest thing is a great thing.
It's a great thing. It's a great thing for the country. We're looking forward to going to New York, and we'll look forward to that game with gusto.
So, Coach, we talked before the match, and a little bit of an exciting match.
Yeah, very exciting, and we got away a few periods of the game. We switched off a little bit. But we also try to play a free-flowing game at some times, and we just needed to really get back to the basics and tighten it up a bit, and so we sent that message out there. And as we both know, it's very rare that you come in and your first coaching experience is with a championship team. For me, it's been a challenge that I want to accept, because it's so easy to say, oh, no, I don't want to do that because they're the champions. Hopefully, grind away the season. Be healthy when we get to the end, and then hopefully have a run at the championship again.
Ollie, just a routine day at the office?
Yeah, man, it was a good day for us. So, it was tough. Glendale really brought it. So, hats off to them and their effort. So,
and out of the gate, you're facing the team that you had to play in the finals in your first match.
Yeah, it was tough, man. Glendale's always a tough side. They got a really rich history and tradition of, producing good players, and we saw it today. We were able to squeeze out a win, but we always know that's going to be a tough game with Glendale.
Well, that specifically because Davey Williams, is a great coach. They're going to come out.
Yeah, Davey is really, really good coach. So, I know he's a real big stickler with those guys. So. I knew they were going to bring their best, so we had to match that. So
there was no love lost out there. There was a couple, little hello, how's your father going on out there?
Yeah, like you said, there's history there now, So they obviously had something to prove. We were trying to, try and bring the best out. So there's going to be emotions anyways. So I think we did our best to kind of keep our heads. Both sides did.
So Brock, after watching you tonight, there's one problem I have with you, and that is that when it comes to the national test matches, you're missing blue with the red, white, and blue.
Yeah, I guess I'm not an American Canadian, but friendly neighbors across the border.
Well, have you hit bigger kicks?
I have. I used to use a taller tee actually. I can kick a bit further, but I've gone with a shorter one just for.
Well, I don't mean distance-wise, but the pressure.
Bigger kicks. Yeah. Oh, that was probably the quietest I've ever seen, or you've probably ever seen at a game for a kick. I was just picturing myself, in a comfortable spot back in Australia when I was practicing a lot, and that's all I was thinking about and had a smile on my face.
It's crazy, but you say it's as quiet as you've seen. Not if you're the number 10 for the other side.
No, it's actually not that bad when it is loud, because then it's just like, it's just you and the kick and no big deal kind of thing. It's a little more eerie when it is quiet like that, but just you got to embrace the experience. It depends where you are in the world, right? You go to a match in the UK or in England or in Ireland, Wales, they're all going to be quiet, but maybe if you go to France, see a top 14 game, there's going to be some jeering.
Sure.
Same with in New Zealand.
Band playing.
Got to build your own culture, right? Especially in the US here, a fan-centric sport. We got to build something to try and keep the game and momentum going, so I think it's a good thing if the fans are involved.
All right, Tony, this time I don't owe you money.
No, you don't. We didn't bet before today.
How about the kicks by Brock Stoller?
Oh, he's incredible, And as we advertise as a Canada-U.S. game on March 8th, we're going to be wishing he was in red, white, and blue, not red and white.
Yeah,
so,
no kidding.
He's a
But
great player.
there's still time. We could turn.
Yeah,
it.
no, absolutely, great player. Yeah.
All right, so you excited about the rest of the season?
Yeah,
totally.
out
of the gate. Is it downhill after this?
No, hell no. I think as Richie Walker's going to start to, he'll start to implant himself. But as the player said, Richie's just such a great guy because he's going to come into that scenario and react to the scenario. He's not going to come in and put Richie Walker's phase on it. So the players are psyched and the coach is psyched. But we do need to work on that line out.
Yeah,
for sure.
Well, I'll tell you what, infrastructure, both organizations, great. MLR had a great weekend.
Yeah, totally. Oh, it's amazing. Today's game, San Diego, was fantastic. Crowd was probably up 50%, and San Diego's improvement was huge. And New York obviously has a very good team, so the league's going to be great this year. Yeah. Super.
All right, brother. Tony Ridnell and Matt McCarthy with Rugby Wrap-Up on the road here at Starfire. So, Steve, you packing your bags for Seattle now?
Yeah, looked like a great weekend. Very jealous. I've been there before. I know that facility really well, but that's a special atmosphere. It looks like they got going.
Yeah.
Did you interview any Glendale people, or is it?
I think they kind of got out off the pitch when I had the camera on the pitch, so I couldn't really do anything. And then they left early in the morning, so I got stuff the next day with the Seattle guys. But I did try. I wanted to get the Glendale guys, but under the circumstances, I understand it wasn't exactly a pleasant night. Not that they wouldn't have come on camera, but they had a tight schedule and we were staying in different parts of Seattle. So
sure,
unfortunately it didn't work.
Sweet one. Yeah. 15 to go.
But maybe we'll be out in Glendale together. That's a hint, everybody in Glendale. Steve and I can come out there, and everybody else in Major League Rugby. Steve and Matt can come on the road and do Rugby Wrap-Up on the road for the MLR. Just saying.
Always available.
Always available. And the always available Matt and Steve want to thank you for tuning in to Rugby Wrap-Up. Make sure you check out our segments on all social media platforms. But on that note, Stephen, we're out of time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Matt McCarthy and Steve Lewis from the Fantasy Sports Network, Studio 34 in New York City, signing off.